Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Center for Global Socio-Economic Change. The Newborn Center looks in a different way at the tremendous problems mankind is facing. This has resulted in new scientific insights that may lead to a disruption of current solution methods. First, let me summarize for you the top 3 global challenges. Challenge number 1. On our planet, we deal with extreme poverty, involving more than 2 billion people. These people live under miserable conditions. And even worse, they lack any perspective on a better future. Therefore, we should not be surprised that we witness an increase of social unrest all over the world. Challenge number 2. At the same time, we also see immense wealth, involving a relatively small group of influential rich. Under the current governmental policies, the gap between the very poor and the very rich remains large. Again, we should not be surprised that we witness an uncontrollable flow of migrants from the economically miserable to the economically prosperous places in the world. Challenge number 3. On top of these ongoing social and economic instabilities, we also see that we are step by step destroying our natural living environment due to a fundamental flaw in the way we have organized the global economic system. And again, we should not be surprised that the current ecological deficit is not only frightening high, it is also still increasing. Knowledge that is generated by modern science is responsible for an impressive amount of progress in our daily life. This is particularly true for technological solutions in mechanical, medical, biological, and above all, in information applications. However, if we do not only look at the ongoing success story of technology, but we also look at the aforementioned social, economic, and ecological problems, we see that the scientific community cannot cope with the enormous complexity involved. Despite all technological successes, mankind has failed to make the world a better place to live. Today's solution methods need be reconsidered. We must go back to the drawing board. Due to the culture of specialization and super specialization in Western science, we deal with a great many isolated bodies of knowledge. This is particularly true in the social and economic sciences. In practice, however, socio-economic processes are highly interwoven, and they require boundary-crossing science that is driven by a big picture. But there is something else. Apart from fragmentation, socio-economic processes are often poorly described by their scientific models. This is caused by unrealistic constraints and assumptions. Think of the constraint: processes must be causal. And the assumption: relationships are linear. And also, human beings behave rationally. For sure, we may create with these postulates elegant theoretical models that are scientifically consistent and that are most suitable for computer simulations, but such models may also create a world that is far from reality. It is embarrassing that the hardest task in science, integrating fragmented knowledge, is left to society. And it is also embarrassing that in the communication between science and society, so little attention is given to the underlying assumptions in scientific models. Therefore, we should not be surprised that in practice, many decision makers apply models without little or no knowledge of the underlying beliefs. If you look at the past, we see that the hard sciences have made a big step forward each time when better measurement technology became available. Think at the phenomenal achievements in astronomy, looking at the world in outer space, or the fascinating advancements in geophysics, revealing the geological archive of the Earth's history, or the spectacular progress in nanobiology, showing us the smallest detail in living matter. These examples tell us that the key to success is making better measurements. The same big step forward we see at the horizon of the soft sciences. Big data sensing will revolutionize the social and economic sciences, bringing their current theoretical models closer to the real world. In this transition, they are moving from deductive models with soft assumptions to inductive models based on hard measurements. Big data closes the gap between the soft and the hard sciences. Even more important, by acquiring multi-view data and giving high priority to the discovery of interrelationships between the diverse data volumes, often referred to as data science, we will be able to decrease the complexity of our models, making the world more transparent. In conclusion, we need science that is based on factual information to ensure realistic results. Today, we have the opportunity to acquire this factual information by the emerging big data technology. But there is more. The big data must also be multi-view, such that the connection can be made between the social, economic, and ecological research communities. This connection provides the big picture and will cause a fundamental change in the social and economic sciences. It leads to the capability of what I call socio-economic and socio-ecological imaging. And that is exactly the focus of the Center for Global Socio-Economic Change. We already see that our integrated data science vision inspires young talents that would like to be involved. And that is what the Center will do. If we make investments today, value will be generated tomorrow. It does remind us that for all investment decisions, reliable knowledge of the future is critical. Here, key concepts are 1. Monitoring the reality, 2. Analyzing the facts, 3. Looking into the future, and 4. Adapting right in time. The combination rich in factual data and rich in boundary crossing relationships will create a self-learning capability to make sharper images of the future. In the new center, not the match with the past, but the mismatch with the future is exploited. I call this capability closed-loop forecasting. The outcome will give us new opportunities to decrease the ever-existing surprises. not only the small daily ones, but also the notorious black swans. And last but not least, the outcome will also allow us to increase the productivity in manufacturing and service provision. Ladies and gentlemen, the realization of effective solutions and moral values starts with acknowledging the facts. Remember that for this very reason the famous scientist Galilei was sentenced by a court of justice in 1612. Galilei showed with his new measurement instrument, the telescope, that the sun was not rotating around planet Earth, but that planet Earth was rotating around the sun. His disruptive innovations of the cosmos led to a serious conflict with the Church. In a court case, Galilei invited the judges and the expert witnesses to look into the sky through his telescope. They refused with the argument that they knew already how the world was organized. Today, this example is still relevant. History has shown over and over again that the higher the complexity of the world around us, the less reliable our beliefs and the more important our measurements. History has also shown that these measurements must be provided by open source organizations. Ladies and gentlemen, the message of the new center is that we should not change the measurements to fit our models, but we should change our models to fit the measurements. It is the only way to move forward in making our planet a better place to live.